Hello, my name is Sandra Arnold. My username is arnol245, and this is my ECE568 Lab 4 demo. To start with, I will start with the ESP client. Kick that off. It connects to my Wi-Fi, prints the IP address, and then immediately grabs a temperature and Hall sensor reading. There are no other hardware connections. To demo that those sensors are working, is I have a magnet here. Hall sensor lives within the footprint. So with magnet on there, the next time it grabs a Hall sensor reading, it should be a dramatically bigger number. The hardware timer goes every 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds it will grab a new value. It takes that value and sends it via HTTP GET request to the ThinkSpeak server, uses my API write key, and should update those values. So now that I had a gigantic number on the Hall sensor, take the magnet off, and the next time it reads it should be a much lower value. To demo that ThinkSpeak is getting those data points, you can see the number of entries right over here, and it should update these graphs every time it gets a new reading. So there's a third data point. You can see over here it is usually 0, except for that single data point was -600 or 700. So to demo that the temperature sensor is reading, I've got this ice cube that I will use to cool down the CPU, and it should show up over the course of a couple data points. I'll let it drop for a couple data points and then let it recover for the rest of them. And I will come back in a few minutes once I have more data points to show. So I'll pause the recording and be right back. All right, it's been a few minutes. So I let it collect 10 more data points. So there's 11 entries since I had it grab a entry immediately on boot. You can see the temperature dropped down to like maybe 120 degrees, and then I took the ice cube off and it recovered back to around 128 degrees. Over here, Hall sensor was around 0, except for that single data point where I had the magnet on there. If we go back to the terminal here, you can see printed those values over the course of those 5 or so minutes. That's it for the ESP client demo. So I'm going to kill that and run the server. All right, just like the client, it connects to my Wi-Fi, prints the IP address, and then starts running a server on its side waiting for client connections. So go back over here. I already typed it in. It's using port 80, which is HTTP. And if I hit enter there, it brings up the web server. Current LED, it prints the temperature, Hall, and current LED state. LED is in fact off, and it will update these values upon button press. So to start with the LED, if I can get both in frame, if I hit this on button, you can see the LED is now on. If I hit this off button, LED turns off, and so forth. The temperature and Hall values only update on button press or request. So to demo that, put the magnet on there. You can see Hall still reads 5 volts. And if I say press the same off button, now says -700, LED is still off. And if I take the magnet off and say hit the on button, Hall value updates, LED is on. And if I say refresh the page, I believe it should do the same thing. So if I put the magnet on there, hit refresh, now reads a much higher value. Let's try that again. Yep, 122. Refresh one more time. Like -700. Take that off and say hit the off button, and Hall effect updates. And that's it for the server demo. Thank you.